I'm Jaedon Kilayco, Industrial Design ID 122. It started in the pandemic, 2020. I sort of got bored from what I was doing. I was doing a lot of digital work, a lot of graphic work, and a lot of visual arts work, but more onto the digital side and drawing. Since a young age, I really loved drawing. It was one of my favorite things to do. It was something I really grew up on. It was something that I got in trouble in school for. And drawing and arts have always been my passion. At some point, I decided to pick up a brush. I'm not sure when, I can't exactly pinpoint when during the pandemic, but it happened naturally to me. I started painting on pieces of illustration board from school, like scrap illustration board or like wood I found around the house. Because during that time, of course, it was lockdown. I wasn't able to go out. I couldn't buy a lot of supplies. So whatever was there with me, that's what I used. I used a lot of cheap acrylic paint, a lot of markers, paint markers that I found laying around. And yeah, from there, it sort of grew and grew until I really found my voice in art. It was sort of love at first sight. I think most definitely coming from Bacolod. Of course, we have the Nunya Lucio Alvarados, we have the Charlie Cos. One person that really influenced my art is si R.A. Tihing. He was the person that introduced me to a lot of people and a lot of artists. He really guided me and continues to guide me sa art journey ko. And I think his mentorship and his ability to guide me really influenced how I paint, how I work, and the people I work with and people I surround myself with. I'm very spontaneous. There are times that I do the process very planned out and I really have a guide for me for what I do. But for the most part, when I start painting, it's very spontaneous. Everything I do is spontaneous. If you see a study of my work and the actual piece, there are times where it's two completely different pieces. Before I start painting, actually painting on the canvas or whatever it may be, of course, I have a really planned out timeline of what I want to do. I usually think of what I want to make, or if I have a feeling that I really want to express, then I write it down and then I try to express it into drawing. After expressing it into drawing, I try to find a size that will also express what I was feeling. And from there, I start painting. And then when I start painting, everything becomes spontaneous. One of the recurring themes in my art is introspection, or even reflection and meditation of the self and our place in the world. I think that's very important for people my age especially, to really find our place in the world and really find our passion. One challenge is honestly the mental aspect of being an artist. I think it hasn't been really talked about. Sometimes when you're an artist, your emotions can take over you sometimes, and it would really affect you as a person. I think that's one of my biggest challenges, is that when you go too deep into your art, and you go so deep that you don't know how to get back up. And I think that's what really challenges me, or I hope it doesn't challenge other artists, but I believe it also challenges other artists. One thing I learned from, of course, my mentor, Sir Charlie Ko, is that when you experience things like that, you'll learn more from it and you'll learn how to get back up. And I think from the how many years of me painting now, 3 years, I think I've started to learn now how to get back up every time I get too deep into my work. If someone comments on how I paint or the techniques I use, whether it's how I should do it or what I should be doing or whatever it may be, I take it with a grain of salt and I try to take the parts that I think are important. And then I try to incorporate it and then I thank them. I always thank people. Thank you for your input. Thank you for what you have to say about my work. Whether they said it was good, whether they said it was bad, whether they felt sad or mad or whatever it may be, I would always tell them thank you, and I really appreciate it. I think art, in any aspect or any way, is really just for you to express yourself, and if people like it, then very good. If people don't, then still very good, because you still got a reaction. That's a really tough question, even for a painter. Recently, to give an example, I was doing this abstract piece, because I do abstract works on the side to really like let go or like really express myself even further and to really experiment with colors. This piece I did June. I finished it November. So it's really hard to tell when you can finish when a piece is done and when a piece is not yet done. I have paintings at home in Bacolod, 4 paintings. I started them 2022. Until now, I haven't finished one. So I think it will really take time for some pieces, but then there are other pieces that you can finish in a week, 2 weeks. So yeah, I think it depends really on how you feel about the piece and how you see the piece. Yes, of course. I really want to do art. I really want to pursue art. I really want to pursue painting. I think being an industrial designer will really help me with that. And being in, of course, Benil, in industrial design with so many talented profs and so many talented students, my classmates, my blockmates. I think with them and with the industrial design community of students and profs and teachers and whatever, faculty, I think that community will really hone and really push me forward. And I hope I can do the same for them. I really hope that I can help them. I really hope that they will become what they aspire to become.